Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that was forwarded to me by one of our admin. The translation reads like this. I never thought that it would come to this. I mean, if you had told me a year ago that I'll be sitting here questioning each and everything, I would have never believed you. Back then, I used to consider myself as someone that was a Christian. I thought that I had cracked the code, even though I knew that what I was doing was not okay. I thought that I had found the shortcut to success because I had been unemployed for a very long time. No job, no prospect at all. I watched as everything around me started to fall apart and my bills were piling up. My family was depending on me and nothing was going right. I felt trapped. Every job that I would apply for seemed to have one thing in common. They wanted qualifications, the one that I did not have. They wanted experience, the one that I did not have. And even though I had tried so many times to tell them that I did not have the necessary experience, but I wanted to learn whilst I was on the job. But they said that they wanted someone already who was polished, and it was rejection after rejection. And I started to feel desperate, like really desperate. You don't know how dark it gets when every door you knock on stay closed. I would walk around submitting my CVs to different companies, but as soon as I would have left, I'm sure that they will just take the CV and they will drop it into the dustbin. Sometimes I would go and the security will tell me that they are not accepting CVs. Even if I would force to leave their CV, the security will tell me that I should not expect to hear from the company because they were not expecting people to submit their CVs. Then one day, as I was scrolling through job listings, I came across a position that seemed too good to be true. It was with a major company based here in Centon. It was a senior position, excellent salary, benefits, everything. It was the kind of an opportunity that I could only dream of. But there was just one problem. I did not meet even half of the qualifications that they were asking for. They wanted someone with a specific degree, certain certificates, and certain number of years of experience in which I did not even have. At first, I closed the tab thinking there is no way that I could apply for this, but then something hit me. I used to hear stories about people that will put some things on their CVs, making their qualifications sounds more impressive than they actually were, just stretching the truth a little bit. So I thought, why not? I mean, what did I have to lose? After all, I knew that I was smart enough to do the job and to learn. I could learn on the go, right? I convinced myself that it was harmless. I went to this other internet cafe in my location where I knew that they could cook a CV for you. I went back there and then they looked at my CV and started making changes. At first, it was just small things, exaggerating my job responsibilities, adding a few extra skills, but then we started adding qualifications, the ones that I did not even have, listing some things that even universities that I never attended, and I wrote that I had certifications, some that I never had. Everyone, I told myself, and some guys told me as well, that people do this all the time. It is just the way the game is played. What do they expect us to do as black people? Because they are not employing or hiring us. They do not even give us the opportunity for us to have experience. Check this. Kids that are born into white families, you start working for your father from a very young age. By the time that you start to submit your CVs, already you have plus or more than 10 years experience. So that is how the white people beat us at their game. And as black people, our parents, they do not own companies or anything like that. So we are always stuck. I sent my application and I did not think much about it. I had been rejected so many times before I figured this will be no different. Then 2 weeks later, I got an email. They wanted to interview me. I could not believe it. Suddenly, this dream job felt like a real possibility. I remember walking into an interview room feeling a strange mix of excitement and fear. The hiring manager asked me questions about my experience, the qualifications that I had listed, and I lied. I lied through my teeth. I told myself to remember the poverty that was waiting for me back Ekasi, and if I was not going to lie, then it meant that I was going to lose this job opportunity. I talked confidently about things that I had never done before. I was asking Mr. Google about everything, about skills that I did not even possess, all the while thinking, what if they asked me to prove it? But they did not. By God's grace, they seemed impressed. I got a second interview, a third, and before I knew it, they offered me the job. I was ecstatic. Finally, I had made it. I was going to be earning more than I had ever dreamt of. I could take care of my family, pay off the huge debt, get out of the rut that we had been stuck in for so long. But that was when reality started to hit. The first week on the job was totally overwhelming. It was not just the responsibilities, they were massive, but the expectations. Everyone expected me to know what I was doing, to be the expert that I had pretended to be. And the truth, I was lost, completely lost. Every meeting, I was making a fool out of myself. I remember the first project they handed to me. It was supposed to be something simple, just managing a small team and delivering a report, but I did not even have an idea. But I want to thank YouTube and Google, because I kept on for hours Googling basic concepts that I was supposed to know, reading online forums, being on YouTube, and I kept on faking it. Yes, until I learned on the job. So right now my fear is that maybe one day I am going to get exposed and I cannot quit. My family depend on me. This job is the only thing that is standing between me and financial disaster. It is all tied to this paycheck, the house, the car, my kids' school fees. It is tied to my job. And if I were to lose this job, it will be over for me. And what pains me the most is that at church one day, my wife got up and then she claimed that indeed God had blessed us. So I want to ask, like, if you have done something like this, to lie until you have gotten a job, to pretend you know what you are doing and you do not know anything, will God forgive you? Or is this just another way of basic survival instincts? So I am a Christian man who is filled with guilt most of the times. Please assist me, and I'll be following through in the comment section. I just want to know if what I did is wrong in the eyes of the Lord or not. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Let us try to speak with him in the comment section.